So right up front, I'll admit that I may be here on false pretenses. I'm at Champlain College because I followed my passion. And I went to my first job at Accenture because I was following my passion. So it may be disingenuous for me to talk to you about don't follow your passion, but let me give it a shot. When I started my career as a consultant, I had a passion for changing the world. I had visions of meeting with corporate titans on how to re-engineer their businesses for fun and profit. I dreamed of intense boardroom discussions about reorganizations, transformational strategies, and synergistic corporate partnerships. And so, in addition to lots of programming, what did I actually end up spending my time doing in my first year as a consultant? Copying. Making photocopies for presentations. Standing in front of a copy machine and cranking out 10, 50, 100 copies for various meetings. When confronted with such a mundane task, I made a decision that became the template for my career. I decided that I would become the best photocopying expert that Accenture had ever seen. I figured out collating, duplexing, black and white versus color, image size adjustment, conversion from 11 by 17 to 8.5 by 11, legal to letter, letter to legal, color separators, automatic stapling presets, and the most challenging of all, mixed portrait and landscape orientation of the same document. I became the copier whiz. Copy jobs that would take the run-of-the-mill consultant 20 minutes, I could get done in 7. I eventually graduated from copying. A couple of years later, I turned to a new consultant working for me on one of my teams, and I asked her to make copies for a meeting. She looked at me in the eye and said, I didn't go to school to get my MBA so that I could make copies. A few minutes later, she walked by the copier and paused when she saw me making the copies. What are you doing, she asked. I replied, somebody has to make the copies. I didn't enter consulting because I thought I had a passion for copying. I entered consulting because I thought it was a way to change the world for the better. And in following my passion, I ended up making copies. But in making copies, I found contentment in doing a job no one else wanted to do and doing it well. To this day, my team will tell you I am meticulous about copies. I expect others to assemble them with care. I know the pleasures of doing a job well, no matter how small, and being able to look at the product of your work with pride. Fast forward to my time as president of Harold Washington College. We had a problem in entering our course schedules on time. The district office was going to print with the master course schedule on Monday, and as of Friday, we had not completed the entry of our courses. I met with the dean and his team, and we decided it was going to be all hands on deck to get the course schedules entered. I told the team I would come in on Saturday and Sunday and help them enter the schedules. The dean was horrified that the president of the college was coming in to perform data entry. I was more worried about not doing the job well. They trained me, and after a few entries, I started to master the task. It was boring and mundane. And there was a piece I found in the repetitive data entry of courses. English 101, Section A, 8:30 to 9:20, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. English 101, Section B, 9:30 to 10:20, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We met the deadline. The team appreciated my willingness to help out. And I found myself again in a job where I had followed my passion, performing repetitive, mundane tasks that nobody really wanted to do. During my time at Harold, my wife took a job in Washington, D.C. I was left to fend for myself, to my shame, for the first time cooking my own dinners. For about 6 months, I lived on Costco chickens. And after too many late nights at work, going to Costco and finding it closed, I thought maybe I could make my own chickens. You see, our house had this metal box that you could heat up to 450 degrees and cook chickens. Here they are called ovens. In any event, I started to branch out, and I made accompaniments for my chicken. Homemade pizza has since become a specialty. And what I found as I prepped for dinner, chopping, slicing, dicing, was a sense of contentment and peace in the repetitive actions of preparing meals. While I would not call myself a good cook, I enjoy cooking, and I'm starting to develop a passion for cooking. There's a movie called Jiro Dreams of Sushi that does a nice job of telling the story of a man who has spent his entire life dedicated to the hundreds of little tasks necessary to create what is considered the finest sushi restaurant in the world. In the movie, you will see this world-renowned chef scrubbing pots and washing rice. And you will see a man at peace with the world and content with his mastery of hundreds of little tasks that have led him to achieve greatness. Many of our students, when asking mentors and others for career advice, are told to follow their passion. There is a sense that in following your passion, you will marry what you want to do with what you love and find happiness. My experience, though, is that in following my passion, I end up doing things completely unrelated to what I thought I would do, and not things initially that I would say I love doing. Embracing these opportunities has provided me with a better understanding of myself. And at other times, in performing mundane tasks unrelated to what I thought of as my passion, I have found a passion, like cooking. And so I am not telling you to ignore or not follow your passion. But what I am suggesting is that in your life's journey, you remain open to activities that may not seem to fit into the nice little box that we think of as your passion. I have found that in taking the time to master life's tasks, I have found peace and happiness and the satisfaction of a job well done, no matter how mundane it may seem to others. And in being open to the possibilities of copying or data entry or chopping vegetables, I have developed a greater sense of self-understanding and the joy I receive from a job well done. Thank you.